Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay, and who I have in the building with me, Mathematic in the building.
In full force tonight. What's up, Smooth Jay?
Man, I can't call it. But before I go any further, we got the notorious B. That's right.
Right.
She's in the house.
From Macon, Georgia. Barbara, how are you doing tonight?
Barbara's doing wonderful. How are you, Crab?
Oh man, I'm doing lovely tonight.
How are you today, Jay?
Jay's good.
Yeah.
It's
So
all-
we got a team in the house.
That's
today,
right. And we got a full house. We got the team back together.
Yeah.
And I love that, we got a lot of obstacles that we got to go through from day to day.
Yeah.
And we always seem to find a way to make it happen. So again, if you got any excuses of not getting stuff done, please look at us. We find ways. Just don't quit.
Find
Number
ways
one
to
rule.
get it done.
Bar Talk with Jay, don't quit.
Don't
Okay?
quit.
Make a change.
That's right.
But don't just stop.
That's right.
Just don't be stagnant.
That's right. That's so powerful, man. I'm been talking to my father over his sickness term for the last several weeks, man. And when I first, got to him a few weeks ago, man, it just felt like he didn't have a lot of energy to,
Right.
like I was questioning, like, does he still want to live? You know what I'm saying? Is he interested in going forward? And the more I talked to him, the more I was able to kind of open that doorway for him to say, yeah, you know what I'm saying, when I get done, I'm going to do this. And when I get done, I'm going to do this. And this is how it's going to go. And I'm going to be healed. And man, I am so proud of my pops during this situation, man. He's been my hero all of my life. But to see him go through adversity and how he handles it and come through it, and with that fighting spirit, man, just lets me know where the real craft come from and who I am and what's in me. So it's been a powerful time for us, bro.
I tell you right now, man, I'm proud of the son he made.
Yeah, thank you,
because
Jay.
again, the way you stepped to him,
Yeah.
and made sure Dad was in comfort at a time of loneliness, and let him know that he still loved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Went to my heart, because again, I have a mother that I look after, but I can't say I take care of, because she's still strong.
Yeah,
And
she's
just trying to
still
stay.
strong. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't trying to get in trouble.
Right.
I can only say how it is. But
Right.
I look after, but she is one of them strong women that's always going to be my number one fan.
Absolutely, man.
And the way you went for your dad made me realize that is what family is all about.
That's what family's all about, man. It dawned on me during this time that I'm the only child, and there's nobody to fill that gap but me.
Mhm.
And I definitely will always step up to the plate. I was probably inside of 24 hours of making a permanent move to Panama City to take care of him. But the Lord showed me that he had the strength to hold on and do what he needed to do without my presence. But we staying praying over him, and he's gonna be just fine, bro.
I see.
It'll
There you
be
go,
just
man.
fine.
That's good men coming together right there. Y'all didn't know what a good man is all about. There, you just heard one.
There you go.
I gotta tell you, man, I love it when I see that we take care of our elderly.
There you go.
And not elderly as in they just sometimes need a little bit of encouragement.
Listen.
Because again, they had a long fight. They fought way before we was even born.
Absolutely.
So we just want to make sure everybody keep the fight up. So I guess we gotta keep it moving real quick. Cause again, let's get something. Give a prayer for Pops.
Prayer for Pops.
We gotta give a prayer for Pops.
I-
I'll give a short prayer for Pops.
I'm gonna put Pops in the mix, but this is for us and for our audience.
Okay.
Here, man. Let's do it like that. So, Heavenly Father, we come to you right now with our heads bowed and our hearts humbled, just thanking you for your awesome presence, for your way-making spirit, for your glory, and for your majesty upon our lives, Heavenly Father. We ask that you would be with us tonight during this session. This is Bar Talk with Jay, Father, and we thank you for the vision. We ask that we would inspire our audience, and we would ask that you would somehow be with them and open their minds and hearts to some new and powerful and life-giving information tonight. We thank you for your awesome presence again, Lord, and for being with us. And we ask all this in your Son's name, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Where the collection plate?
Right?
Talk about me. Where the collection plate?
Right.
Man, get in the building, baby. Pass it on. Pass it
Yes,
on.
sir. Yes,
I want to
sir.
get me a saltine cracker, man. A little bit of wine. That man Crab goes.
Man, I'm gonna bring some red wine in next
Hey,
week,
you
man.
think it's a problem?
Some grape juice, you know.
Hey, grape juice is preferable.
Yeah. Let's cover last week's subject. Would you invest in yourself and your loved ones, or spread the wealth if you had it like that? How much is really enough money? We talked about money in a big way last week, and it opened doors in my own mind. I've heard from many people that it has open some doors for them. Because oftentimes we're sitting in today, in the moment, but we don't really get a picture of the scheme of life.
True.
And so we don't really see we just kind of working and paying bills and working and paying bills, but there's a better way to focus on your money and your money habits and your investment portfolio and how you're going to set yourself up for tomorrow. And I think we did a fabulous job of covering that subject because there are just a lot of people who are unaware of how money works and haven't even thought about what their drop dead monthly number is. There is a number you have to have, and if you know what it is, it's going to just help you be more focused on it. But even more importantly, if you know what that number is, you always got something to hand off to the Lord, so He can just go ahead and rectify the situation and be that way maker we talked about. So money is a funny thing. It doesn't work like we think it works. We talked last week about 90% of all working Americans today will not be able to retire at age 65. That means we got to get focused on a new way. And I'm thinking that the new way is an entrepreneurial way. There's always going to be certain investments you can make. There's always going to be a way to save money. There's always going to be an opportunity to spend less money. But until you start creating revenue streams, you're really not advancing your scenario exponentially, right? And we all have a gift, we all have a skill. As I said last week, you can bake cakes, you can do hair, you can sell stuff online, secondhand stuff. You can even find new products to sell. But there is something that you need to get focused on, and I'm talking to my audience here now. There is something that you need to do to propel your financial situation and your financial stability for the future. And if you're not sure what it is, just start being a student of money. Start being a student of business. Get online. That's why it's called the World Wide Web. And I've been calling it infinite intelligence, because it has all the answers there if you just take the time to go in and ask the right questions. Absolutely. No matter what you are attempting to do, it has already been done. And you need to cut down the learning curve by learning from those who have done it. So I'm just encouraging everybody to get focused on your business plan. Start thinking about, not just a dream, but really put some clear goals. Hey, I want to make an extra $5,000 this year off of my business, or I want to be able to leave my my regular job and go and do my job where I can be the boss and own the place and replace my current income, or double my current income, or quadruple my current income. It's just about focusing, folks, on the things that are important, and money is most certainly important in life.
Yes.
It doesn't make you happy, but it sure will provide a nice stretch of pathway toward it. So,
and don't forget now, when we went through all that investing, also invest in our kids.
Absolutely, man.
Definitely got to invest time in making sure they're in the right state of mind, because a lot of time we get to chasing money and we work 2 or 3 different jobs.
Yeah.
And again, nowadays the wife just don't stay home.
Right.
So with everybody working, you kind of leave them more exposed to being by themselves, and that's why you got the internet and everything that they can go to.
Right.
They starting to go a little bit different than what you wanted, because again, conversation's not there.
Right.
So
conversation's not there. That's it.
Pull it back. Make sure we still engage our children.
Yeah. I thought that point was the most significant point of the whole show. That there are a lot of people who are chasing money, and just based on the statistics, I mean, less than 5% of the people in the world are millionaires. So based on the statistics, there's a chance we may not get there. The odds are against us for getting there. Are we going to leave the love of our family and the caring of our loved ones on the table, trying to chase the dream? Working 90-hour weeks and not being there for your children's events and not being in the home to love up on them and have dinner with them every night. It is so important to set priorities when it comes to money and prosperity in the home. And even beyond money and prosperity, how am I going to love up on my family? How am I going to spend quality time with my kids, with my wife? How am I going to keep my home together when my marriage is going south? It ain't by going to work. We can tell you that, right?
So that gets you through the heartache.
Yeah, that'll get you through some of the heartache.
That's it.
But yeah, a great subject, and I think we did a great job with it, Jay. I want to encourage for those of you who have not been with us or not sure where to find us. We're glad that you're with us tonight, but you can always find us on bartalkwithjay.com.
That's right.
You'll always find us Bar Talk with Jay on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spreaker, iTunes, Periscope. I mean, we're all over the place. If you have an interest in talk radio, we got a dynamic program for you. We've got about 65 or 70 shows out there that we've done, and we have covered everything from, you know, the most important subjects to what we always have thought of as maybe some minuscule subjects that can really change your life. How to improve yourself, how to improve your life, how to have faith, how to trust people, when to fire people. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, right?
You said when to fire somebody.
Yeah, you know, we talk
when
about.
they ain't doing a good job. Oh, y'all got to see that segment.
You got to see that one. Yeah, we talked about rejection. I mean, we did a good show on those topics. So we're all about inspiring people to become their greatest possibility. Most of the time, we're not really learning and we're not really growing. We're just kind of in situations and we make momentary decisions. Our show gives you an opportunity to look in the mirror and say, how would I do that situation if it happened to me? Or how am I going to do it if it happens to me again? But the point of the matter is conversation. Stimulating conversation will open the door of your mind to making a new decision and improving yourself and doing something different and better than you did it before. So we're glad to be here with you, and we have a dynamic show lined up for you tonight. But let's cover our quote. Shall we do that real quick?
You know something? Before we do the quote,
Yeah.
I ain't heard from Barbara. Barbara,
Yeah.
you got the quote for us?
I have a quote for you, I sure do.
Okay.
But I would like to shout this out to my niece, Roderica Young, and my kids, and my stepkids.
I mean, you got a lot of them, girl. You
Yeah,
gonna shout all?
Yes.
Oh, Lord. Go on ahead.
But this is for them. It says, I will use my words to bless people. I will speak favor and victory over my family, friends, and loved ones. I will help call out their seeds of greatness by telling them, I'm proud of you, I love you, you are amazing, you are talented, you are beautiful, and will do great things in life by the grace of Lord.
Man, that was deep.
Say that to me.
That's what you usually
It goes
say.
to you too, Chris.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you normally speak over ugly a little bit. you try to give some encouragement. you know, you're going to have it rough. You got it rough. But I love exactly what you just said. I mean, it is words of encouragement and it's words that speaks into anybody and bring more life out.
Right.
So again, words that Bar Talk with Jay is all about, encouraging and enriching. I love to enrich. I like to uplift you.
Yeah.
Like to tell you right.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get your soul right. Some of y'all hard, okay?
Right.
Your ground won't plant, won't get nothing going.
Right.
You gotta get you turned over.
Yeah.
Y'all
You got to
know
get
that.
turned over. And listen,
Right.
if you see somebody having a bad day,
Turn them over.
turn them over. Right?
You know, that's all I got.
Stop it. It's important that you lift them up.
Yeah. Turn them over, lift them up.
We ain't
Just
gonna
saying.
never be able to keep this a family show.
I'm just saying.
I'm just about to. I'm going
It's
in
Bar
and keep
Talk.
that. Yeah, it is.
I've been
You're
drinking.
right. You're right.
I've been drinking.
I heard a sermon this week, and the pastor was talking about, speaking positive words into other people's lives. And he says, when you speak positivity into other people's lives, you can't see it, but you're really speaking positivity in your own life, right?
Okay.
And it is just so extremely important for us to find the good in other people, and find ways to think about them and life as positive, and it's moving forward. Good things are going to happen. I'm a big proponent of forget reality and just speak what you want into life, and let God and the universe take care of the rest. So, outstanding quote, Barbara. Outstanding quote.
I can't say no more. Good
Yeah.
job. Good job. Make it Georgia.
I just want to spend just a moment, and I think we only have just a moment left for this segment, on the really the word communication. Okay, Barbara has set up a segment here to give me an opportunity to just break bread with you on the word or the idea of communication. Tell us why we think communication will bring understanding, which would cause mutual relationships of peace and stability. Communication sets the tone for agreement. right? There is no agreement without communication, because it automatically sets up the situation or the people to be able to express their own opinion and their own feelings on the situation. But you're not going to have agreement until everybody expresses their opinion and their idea on the situation. Sometimes it has a tendency to air out the bad stuff so that you can deal with it, right? You ever had a problem with someone in a relationship, and one night you just talking, and it might be a heated discussion, right? And some nonsense might come out. Maybe she's still mad with you about what happened last week or yesterday or etc. Maybe you're still upset with her about something. And oftentimes we don't want to be nitpicky of people, but there are things that'll bother us and we won't say anything about it. But yet we'll treat them differently, and we'll hold that against them during our everyday workings. And we never had an opportunity to express it, and they had never had an opportunity to hear it. So communication opens that doorway. It gives both parties a voice, and it allows people to see other points of view.
Right.
If I don't communicate, I can only experience my own internal thoughts and my own internal belief systems. And oftentimes, when we live in a box, it traps us. We gotta have the words and the ideas and the opinions of people around us, especially if it's a spouse or you're in a relationship. So communication opens the doorway for goodness to unfold. It's a giving process, it's a receiving process, and it allows good to be revealed.
And I can tell you, if you want to reject somebody, kill communication. I'm just trying to help you.
Man, that's
good way to get rid of somebody. Quit talking to them.
Quit talking to them.
Oh, no, you got to give them the topic, because I got to put a spin in this topic. Bro.
Yeah, okay.
Give it to them.
All right, here we go, folks. This is what we're talking about tonight. You wait for the time to have sex.
Mm-hmm.
Then you realize your partner craves sex twice as often as you do. What do you do or not do?
Now, Jay, because this is bar talk, going to throw a spin to it. Okay? The spin for part 2. What if you wait to have sex and your partner ain't good? What do you do?
Oh my goodness.
We gotta have part 2, yes, okay? Because the first part is nice, the second part is reality.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it to you, bar talk with Jay. You got an answer?
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to hear from you. Facebook, blow it up. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you got to say.
There you go.
Come on YouTube.
Yeah.
Bottom line, pay some attention. We're going to be back. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe. Please, subscribe. It costs you nothing, but the show automatically goes to you. And again, on Facebook, get your friends in on this. Get everybody. I want to hear some answers, because the first one, the second one, and I want to know what you got to say about it.
There you go. And we are mellowing it out a little bit on the music tip tonight. Okay. But you folks enjoy. Most of this stuff is brand spanking new. Just hit the market in the last week or 2 weeks. So enjoy, and we'll be right back with more Bar Talk with.
Talk with Jay, back in the building, big baby. And guess who we got on the line tonight? TK's on the line. TK, how you doing, girl?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I mean, you got that low, modest voice. I mean, what you doing, girl? I'm doing.
I couldn't figure out if that was the cool voice.
I don't know.
What I'm saying? I ain't feeling
kind of made me nervous.
Right. How you doing, Miss TK?
Don't be nervous. It's okay. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good, baby.
What you doing right now?
Yeah, where you at right now?
You laying down? What you doing?
In a dark room?
Got tall. Back to a family show.
Right.
TK!
What you got for us?
Yeah,
What? Okay, because I'm so sick of this Georgia weather. I'm ready for clothing optional weather. Georgia usually clothing optional weather. I'm ready. If anybody I just want to move out of Georgia at this point.
Okay.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Whatever. Bye.
Do that.
I mean, Georgia proud.
I will be sorely missed. People love me.
Do they?
Yeah, you wouldn't most certainly
Oh, yeah,
be
we'll
with
miss you.
And I
But
don't get to see
drop
you
a
that often.
postcard there, so you'll be all right. Bye.
Listen, so where would you go?
So my question is, a lot of us ladies get ready for the summer and we get ourselves together and we're in relationships or not or we're whatever. Does it become an issue for men during the summer months when women were exceptionally comfortable with their bodies, participate in the clothing optional, almost optional activities like the sundresses, the way we like to wear them?
Oh.
Is that an issue for men when we go there?
Listen, as long as you ain't my lady.
I'm tell you right now. I'm tell you right now, but them sundresses be looking nice.
Their sundresses just really changed the game. They
Man.
almost reveal everything without revealing everything.
That's right. That's what I like about it.
But we fully covered. We're fully covered.
And I like that.
You know, but here's the thing. You know, I often wonder, what does a woman think is going to happen when she walks out into the world like that? Like, a man can see every curve and he will recognize that it looks like she ain't got on no underwear, and you can see you can see the points on the breast. You can see everything, right? And so how are we supposed to respond? And listen, I've had women, I'm looking at women like, oh my God, you are so gorgeous, you are so fine, especially in that dress, and they look at me like, roll their eyes. I'm like, how you gonna roll your eyes? And
you showing me everything?
Yeah, you show me everything.
Thank you, girl.
What is that all about? I don't get that. You know.
All I know is I appreciate it. Just keep on showing, keep rolling your eyes, roll until you pass out, and when the rest of the dress can come up. Just saying.
Those that roll their eyes are kind of like they're doing it really for your attention. It's just a punctuation to the sentence. Those of us who are extremely comfortable, thank you. We keep moving because we work hard.
Yeah.
You work hard, especially during the winter when it's time to hibernate. You don't want to do nothing. You want to go outside. You don't want to go to the gym. You want to eat that extra cookie. You want to eat the 3 pieces of cheesesteak instead of a couple of bites.
Right.
We work hard and when we get there, we appreciate the fact that we look in the mirror and we smile at ourselves because it looks nice to us too.
Yeah.
Now I got one thing to say about this. The sundress, I really appreciate, and I love it to death. Okay,
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
This expandex. Now we gotta have a class. Everybody don't need to be put. Man, they stretch that mug to the fullest. But I'm talking about. I didn't even know they can do that much stretching. And I'm talking about the seams. Was about to just go all the way out. But at this point, we gotta come on.
I know where you
know it dang well.
But even those women are attempting. A lot of them are attempting to be sexy, and the other ones are attempting to be lazy, right? It's just an easy fix to go out of the house, right? But spandex, just like sundresses, they reveal a lot, and you know, I have to be comfortable enough with my lady to know that if she's out just seeking attention, then it's just trouble waiting to happen, right? I'm okay with her looking good, but like if I can see, like, you know, there are women, and women oftentimes don't know this. If you're standing out in the open, in the sunlight, somebody is going to have a view through the dress. You can see all the way through the dress, and it looks like there's nothing there. But I don't think women who wear sundresses and those thin patterns really know that is what's happening.
I think some of them do.
Huh?
Yeah, we do.
I think they do.
They know.
I think they just want to get our attention, and it's working. It's working, crap. I'll tell you something. I might get that laser eye surgery. I'm gonna get 15-15 vision. I ain't lying.
Yeah.
My eyes ain't that good, but they gonna get better.
I mean,
if they keep this up.
We are very aware that you can see through the material, but we know that you can see a silhouette, and we look at it as if what's the difference if you seeing us at the beach or anything, or you see more skin at the beach and we aren't covered, you just see a silhouette and you can assume that there are no undergarments. Chances are there are not, but you can just only assume that there's no undergarments.
Well, that's a lot of temptation, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay, let me ask you the question.
On whose part?
I mean,
we know when I slide my sundress on and put on my slide on my flip flop and go out of the house, I know exactly what I'm doing when I put it on.
Yeah.
I know that I look at myself twice, and I smile 2-3 times,
Right.
and I know what I'm doing. I just do it. But it's my own personal level of comfort. I'm comfortable with myself enough to go, okay, it's whatever.
Okay.
But I'm used to the attention too.
Right.
So it's not a big deal for me.
Yeah, and so you're used to the
What's the
attention too. Well, actually, Jay, I'm gonna ask Jay the question, but
Okay.
quickly, for TK, let me ask you the question. How should your man feel about that?
He does it because it's how I carry myself. He knows.
Even though it's very revealing to the
He
world.
loves the fact that how I carry myself. I
Okay.
carry myself in a way that even if you like it, you'll say something, but I'm not approachable. I don't carry myself. I'm not super friendly. I don't carry
Yeah,
myself in a
she
way that makes you feel like it's okay for
She's
you to come at me any type of way other than respectfully.
Yes,
I don't carry myself that way.
Okay, that makes sense. Jay, how would you feel about your lady wearing those things?
Feel free. I'll buy it.
Okay,
What?
okay.
How many she need? I mean, one of the things I really appreciate is a good, strong woman that wears an outfit, and one is covering.
Right.
Now, even though you say it's an angle they can see through, they're just showing their God-given body.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is, let's just make sure it's covered. And I like the fact that it covers everything. And again, if she's a nice looking woman, which that's why I picked her to be my woman, because again, I found her to be very attractive. I find other people to probably find her very attractive. And the number one thing to me is, just like TK said, once somebody, especially myself, and I say that's my woman, she becomes unapproachable because she's not going to be looking at nobody else. So even though it might be temptation in another man's eye, is my woman going to hold me down when I am around?
Yeah.
Because number one thing to her is she just like the attention. She just don't care for everything else. And again, if she wants to go out and feel it,
trouble.
it can be, but the only thing that really causes real is the temptation. If there ain't no real temptation, it's just something that she feels good and makes her feel good, and then I carry the rest, there's really no temptation.
Yeah.
It's just when we're not completing the task, we fall short. And then again, we put them out there and then they stay out there, and that's where the problem comes from. But if they're comfortable and that's how you met them, you know, I met her with a sundress on.
Okay.
I didn't really change her and put something on her that she wasn't used to.
Right.
That's what she was used to, and I just made sure I complimented her.
Yeah. See, and I think we can all agree that it seems like that's a younger woman type thing. Older women or more grown women, maybe because they don't have the shape anymore, don't do it.
Oh, shots fired! Shots fired!
That's just real. That's just real talk. You know what I'm saying? That older women oftentimes don't do that, and you know, I said maybe because
I know.
But I know some grown women, you know, some 50-year-old women who
Still
can
holding it down.
Who can hold it down. But even though they can hold it down, they don't do it. They don't dress like that. And I'm not judging that at all.
No.
It's difficult for me. I had an ex-girlfriend who loved short dresses, and it just seemed to be a problem with me. Part of the reason was because there would be a whole lot of moments in time that she just lost track of the fact that she had on a short dress. And she'd reach for something and her legs would come open and you could see it. And so I just thought that was just too much.
You said dress longer, see?
No, she's talking about revealing things for the summer. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That's
skirt, hot, you know, hot pants. They used to call them hot pants. That was back in the day.
You trying to give our age out there. Hot pants. Hold on. Okay, hot potato.
Yeah, that's what grown men would call it. Well, she wearing them hot pants.
Oh yeah. She got that fine.
Yeah. Listen, this is a reality for the summer. The heat is coming. And I'm sure those dresses are really comfortable. I'm sure that it allows the air to flow wonderfully, and you can get in the car and pull it up and not have to, get it dirty when you get it in the car and all kinds of stuff. But it sure is a dangerous way to live, I think. I don't mind my lady being fine and being attractive, but to be revealing is a whole nother story. And I think it would if the tables were turned, I would be very interested to know how a woman would respond. She would like, why you got your print all out there? You don't need to have that all out there. Why you pull your pants up so these women ain't looking at your tail, looking at your bottom. You cause an attraction to you. That's what I think women would do if the shoe was on the other foot.
Yeah. Why are you wearing those pants so tight so we can see everything?
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, yeah. It just causes a lot of attention. Isn't always wanted. bad attention or
I
attention
agree.
that
I agree, because I don't
when
understand
people
why a
are
man
gawking
would.
at you.
Why would a man wear
Listen,
pants super tight?
we've all seen women in a grocery store, and everybody around them, she like creates this ripple wave of people looking at her as she passes by. And every single place she is in the store, she's got people gawking at her. I think that's just too much. I understand natural beauty and maybe she got a beautiful shape, but to be revealing is just a little uncalled for if you ask me.
Yeah.
And oftentimes can show a little, I don't know, lack of self-awareness, maybe, you know.
All I know is I pay attention. I see it. Man, salute you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep looking at it.
Yeah,
too,
what?
you know.
Keep it going.
Yeah, but
Keep it classic, not trashy.
Right, I like that.
That's all I
Excellent
like
subject. Excellent subject. One that we will all face this season. I don't know if we should we ask TK or are we out of time?
Yeah, nah, man, we gotta ask TK.
Yeah. Okay.
You answer the first one, I answer the second one.
So TK, here's the way it rolls. Okay. We're gonna try to simplify this for you. So you wait for a time to have sex. And then to have sex with your partner, and then you realize that your partner craves sex twice as often as you do.
And then part two to that, because you know me, I gotta throw my spin. Part two is you wait to have sex, and then you have it, and it's whack. What do you do?
What do you do or what do you not do?
What's the first question you want me to answer?
I want you number two.
Let's go with number two. You wait for a time and then you give it to them and it's whack.
I'm talking you waited a good 30, 40 days,
Yeah.
girl. I mean, you thought he was
What
the one.
What do you do?
For me,
Mm-hmm.
if I wait whatever amount of time, and then when we finally decide to have sex, and it's no good, like
No good. Horrible.
Right.
won't be my partner, I'm gonna have to leave that situation alone for That is important. It just is. And people say that it's not, and he's perfect except for that, but that one exception could be the reason why you cheating with his best friend or the dude around the corner. I would rather not put myself in a situation. I would rather struggle with a dude that's decent and can satisfy me physically, and we can struggle together and try to work it out. To be with somebody who has it all the way together, but he can't sexually satisfy me, because at some point, I'm going to be starving for that, and I'm going to go get it somewhere else, and I would rather not do that to myself, so I can walk away from a situation. For a physical reason, because your body is going to crave what is missing, and you can't get used to that, especially after you have experienced orgasm and climax. Once you've experienced, your partner can't get you there ever.
Yeah.
They can't satisfy your sexual appetite ever.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
It's going to you can stay for a little while to put on and try to help and try to show him how. But if he just can't do it for you, I'm not going to set myself up for failure. Because the longer you're in the situation, the more attached you're going to be. And you're no longer there for the right reason. You're just there because you're accustomed to or used to that individual.
All right,
yeah.
now it's time for number one.
You're satisfied.
Now it's time for number one. Now, number one is you waited and you found out his sex drive is higher than yours.
Right. Now what do you do?
Now what do you do?
I don't know if that'll ever be possible, but okay. Now,
Whoa!
Go ahead.
Frank!
Go ahead.
I'm good. If that's the case, I mean, you can try to come to at some point. You guys have to come to some type of general consensus. It's not that I don't want to satisfy you, it's just too much. And at some point, you have to make a hard decision there too. If you're trying to keep up and it's 4 or 5 times a day, and something you just can't physically do. You can't physically satisfy somebody. And if it's too much for you, know your limit. I'm not gonna let you wear my body down because you're crazy. It's just what it is. Sometimes you have to say, well, love you, but that's a lot.
So
we need to either get you some help, or we need to figure out a routine, a schedule that's going to help both of us or work for the both of us.
Right.
So you bring
get
somebody
some
else
help.
in. See, you let somebody else come in.
I heard that. Get you some help. Listen, it sounds like both of those answers were, it's time to make a decision.
Yeah.
Right? At a certain point, it's gonna, the physical is gonna get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Too much, too little is gonna get in the way. And last week, maybe a few weeks ago, we talked about booty and beauty, and chemistry and sex.
That is
and
correct.
I just do believe that chemistry is a lot more long term. And I believe we have to lean on chemistry to overcome those pockets of lack of fulfillment in sex.
No. Chemistry works to build on. Even if you have the perfect chemistry, if you're not being physically satisfied at some point, it may be a week from now or 2 years from now, at some point you're going to desire or you're going to resent that person. Because you know if I can call on him, he can go ahead and get me right, and I can come back and I'll be good for about 4 or 5 months, I'll be straight.
Right.
And I can deal with the lack of. But you're going to want what your body is just like being addicted, like a drug addict. If you were used to your ex was giving you the every time he was just trash,
right.
but your body was satisfied, your body still needs some type of gratification.
Yeah.
No matter having sex and not getting any satisfaction, what you doing it for?
You know,
what's your purpose?
You know, as I listen,
what's your purpose?
Yeah, as I listen to you, it's the only. It kind of sounds like prayer won't even help you.
No.
You know, like,
something.
like it's a hopeless situation.
When the Tiki first was talking,
No, it's not that it's hopeless. It's that we're not doing it for biblical reasons anyway, because we're not procreating.
Right.
So we're not doing it for biblical reasons. So it's purely pleasure at this point. But if I'm doing it, I'm not even getting the pleasure out of it. What am I doing it for? What's the purpose?
We can't forget about kindness and meekness and and patience. You know,
I ain't gonna
all
lie.
that.
I just knew TK was going.
Because you're not being kind to me.
See, I thought TK was gonna say she was gonna pull her gun out.
You would at least take the time to try to teach him and see if he's teachable, though, right?
I would have a conversation with him so that he can know my body, and that's gonna come even before we even go there initially anyway. Because what one woman is used to or what she will allow, I may not be into that.
Yeah.
Just depending on what it is.
Yeah.
So we need to have a conversation about our likes and dislikes beforehand anyway.
Okay, I mean,
So you know going in exactly what I'm going to expect from you.
Right. And that, that can be good and bad. Listen, he has a tempo that just might take you where you've never been before. And so you don't want to let him know too early, I don't think. You want to give him an opportunity to perform. You know what I'm saying? Like any other audition.
2 shots.
2 shots? Oh my goodness.
The first time can be a fluke. You may be under pressure. You may feel some type of way. I might have we waited too long. It might be anxiety. That second time, there is no excuse for you to not be able to perform.
Okay.
Do you have some health conditions? That's what we're going to do. Do you have some health conditions? Because something,
I like the way
okay.
I like the way you think. It's kind of hardcore. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of dude-like, but I like it. I like it. Listen, thank you so much for your input tonight. It always makes a difference. Again, you're the only woman, with the exception of Barbara in the house, but you're the only woman who really delivers a perspective on our show. And I'm telling you, women across the board identify with what you say because you're so real with it, and you really bring it from the hip. So we're grateful for you, Ms. TK. Any parting words for us tonight?
No, I gotta go do some squats. I'm getting ready for these sundresses.
Yeah, girl.
Okay. Listen,
get it together.
I'm having a party at my house this summer. I need you to come through and hang out a little bit.
How many people gonna be there, Crab? Just me.
Just me and TK.
Hey.
Pool party.
And she can bring that sundress.
Yeah, or not. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, Miss TK, thank you again, sweetheart, and we'll talk to you next week.
Next week.
All right, folks, you can hear this is Bar Talk with Jay. We go in on the subject. I love it because this is real dialogue.
Yes, it
real dialogue from real people with real opinions, and it's all about the real. So, man, I can't wait till the rest of the show. So, you folks stick around with us. We have the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey coming on next, and he always, as Steve Harvey would say, tie our mouth out. So y'all be patient and jam through this song. We'll be right back.
We got on the phone, we got Jeffrey. Woo! Before I say anything, Jeffrey, how was your day?
Brother Jay, what's going on with you, man?
My day went good. I want to know about how your day went, Jeffrey. Well, everybody want to know how was your day. Because if you had another flat tire and you hurt your hand one more time up in here, everybody gonna have a bad day. How you doing, Jeffrey?
Brother Crap, I hear on that nigga, baby. What's going on with you?
Man, I'm holding it down, bro. I'm holding it down. I'm interested in hearing how that day went, bro.
Man, I want both of y'all to know that the day was a long day. It was a really long day. I mean, it took me forever to get out of this meeting I was in, but I'm finally free. I've been emancipated, and you know what time it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, put in work.
Woo!
Man, it is time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from man's point of view.
Okay.
Now, I've got one reason for the habitually single woman, and one reason for the habitually single man as to why they might be single. But before I get to that, here is my disclaimer. Now, what I'm going to talk about for now apply to you, it doesn't apply to you, and I want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in it because you're about to learn something tonight. Ladies, you are first. Ladies, you might just be single because you are dumb for the D. I need you to understand me, ladies. You are dumb for the D. I mean, doggone it, that D done blew your mind. That D done got you discussing to your girls how devastating that D was.
Right.
That D got you hypnotized, dickmatized if you must.
Right.
That D got you rearranging the alphabet so that it begins and ends with the letter D. I need you to understand, ladies, that D got you crazy.
Right.
And now you ain't thinking straight. All you thinking about is that D.
That's it.
And where the D at. And why the D ain't good to me. So you start to do things that's out of your character because you got dickmatized.
Right.
Forgive me, Brother Jay.
Yeah,
Forgive
I got
me, Brother Jay.
I got you. Bar talk.
Bottom line of it, ladies, you're not operating in your right mind because you are dickmatized.
Right.
And that causes you to do things to push men away from you. Because we don't want the stress of having to deal with you after we don't put that wood on you because you couldn't handle it.
Right.
So ladies, what I need you to understand now, that it's a whole different ball game in the way that you act when you get that good D.
Yes.
I need you to step your game up and get some scruples about yourself and just relax. Because the more pressed you get, the less D you get,
right.
And your ass is gonna be sick.
Oh! Ooh, that's a good one right there. Man, you went hard in the paint on that one right there, bro. Hey, well, listen, we all know
about
that relationships have been ruined
over some D
because it was good. They got dumb for the D, right?
Dumb for the D.
Dumb for the D.
Dumb the dumb dumb dumb. Double D, baby, double D, dumb D.
Yeah, we know that's a hardship, and it's it's an unfortunate scenario, but what are you to do, right? What are you to do? Keep it moving, Jeffrey. I'm feeling you all the way live, bro.
Yeah, some people wearing them shoes. Oh Lord.
All right, now fellas, don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook. Fellas, you are next. Here we go. Man, you might be single because you are one-dimensional. And that one dimension you got is your D. I need you to understand that you can direct that ass with that D all day long. But can you get her mind to focus on you? Don't get it twisted now. That D now, that can drive her crazy. But do you do more than just drive her crazy? Do you drive her to excellence?
Right.
Now that D might go deep, but do you get deep in her soul and pull her towards you that when she's away from you, she gets off on the plans and the ambitions that you have?
Right.
How deep do you go? Do you just go deep physically? Or do you go deep and get up inside her dreams and have her orgasm and thinking about that future she wants to have with you?
Yeah.
You are one-dimensional. Now what happens is, don't get it twisted, the ladies will enjoy some good D. They will ride that D like a Shetland pony.
Right.
But what I need you to understand, as soon as you're done doing what you're doing, they go find that brother that goes a little deeper into her spirit, a little deeper into her soul, deeper into her femininity and what she wants out of life, not just what she wants for that minute.
Yes.
Failure to bring more than one dimension to the relationship will leave you with that wood no woman, and your ass being
Same.
And that ain't a good combination.
No, it ain't.
A wood with no
Wood with
woman.
no- yeah.
Wood with no woman is a tragedy waiting to happen, right?
You gotta do something about that, bro.
Yeah,
Cold
I'm
shower.
just gonna give you a thumbnail version of my philosophy, and I've had this for a number of years now. Because I've always been lucky, attractive, I'm gonna be modest about the scenario because I always got a choice of cookies. That I decided that I'm going to allow women to give me the cookie. And until they give me the cookie, I'm just going to focus on the heart and the mind. And I'm going to just nurture them, and and then the next thing you know, they're going to want to spend a, Netflix and chill kind of night, or they're going to tell me, we ain't even talk about sex yet. And that's because my strategy is to just focus on the mind and the heart. And then when she does give me the cookie, she'll know I'm no longer one-dimensional. You know what I'm saying?
No, crap. I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna give you one of mine real quick. It's mine like yours.
Yeah.
It really is. I just don't never mention and ask her about whoever she was with.
Right.
I never asked her about her past.
Okay.
Okay. But I always want to find out more about her.
Right.
So I can find about the things she like, what she don't like.
Yeah.
And that way when it's time to go down and the things go down,
Yeah.
it was never about anything she really told me about him.
Right.
Okay, because I'm gonna make that person off
Right.
that mind, okay?
I kind of want to say
And I'm gonna put that new thing in that
Yeah,
mind. And that's what you say, pull in deep and take some things out. Because a lot of times when you go back and you ask questions about other people, it kind of stays in their mind. You also bring it back to the forefront. I'm trying to take that person off their mind.
Right.
So I got you, bro.
Yeah.
And I've done that before.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the gentleman's way.
I think so, too.
The gentleman's way is not just out for the sex. The gentleman's way is I'm gonna get to know her,
That
and if she
person.
give me some sex, it's gonna be great.
Even that much better.
It's gonna be even much better.
Because she
You know
ain't
what I'm saying?
anticipating what's gonna go
There you
down.
go, there you go, Jeffrey.
Bedroom bully.
Yeah, Jeffrey, you are on the money once again, my friend. What you got for us?
Oh man, the biggest thing that I want the men and the women to understand is there is nothing wrong with a healthy sex life. Nothing wrong with it at all. And in fact, I encourage everyone, as I do, to enjoy sex as much as you can. But here's the thing.
Right.
When you add direction, when you add dimension, when you add progress, when you add positivity to the relationship, the D and the P is better.
Yes.
It's better. So I want everybody to understand that when you struggle with somebody, going in the same direction, having the ebbs and flows and ups and downs, getting together is that release that allows you to renew each other's spirits, and it just takes the sexual energy to that of a love-making experience. Now don't get it twisted. Every now and then you need to choke your woman to tell her to get right over here in this bed, you about to get this wood. Every now and then you gotta spit out all the
Bedroom bully.
for the most part now, you have to encourage her mentally and let her know that you support her mentally, and there is almost nothing she won't do to satisfy you.
Yes.
So once we start focusing on what can I do today to satisfy or to please my mate, then we start to get somewhere. And once we start to get somewhere, we're going somewhere. And when men and women in our community start going somewhere, that's when the big change is going to happen. And that's when a whole lot of people are going to be real nervous, because when we move in concert, we change things.
Yes.
And that's all I got.
Yes. And that is a mouthful, my
That's
friend.
it. But we gotta hit him up, man. We gotta hit him
That
with
was
the topic.
that was a mouthful. Yeah. And this is just right down your alley, brother Jeffrey.
Yes,
we
it
gonna
is.
we gonna ask you. First of all, I completely identify what you said. We got to start really loving on one another in much more than just a sexual way. There's nothing wrong with a good sex life, but it's about positivity. It's about uplifting one another. It's about creating some chemistry, some dialogue. And I think that's a great point to be made over and over and over again, because it's often easily forgotten. Here's the question for tonight, Jeffrey. It's a two-part question. You wait for the time to have sex, and then you realize your partner craves sex twice as often as you do.
And part two to that, Jeffrey, you waited for sex. Well, she made you wait for sex. And then when you get it, it was boo-boo.
It was
Whack. Horrible. It was just totally, yeah.
Yeah. So
What do you do?
What do you do or what do you not do?
Okay, for the first question, you said if you wait and then your partner wants it more than you want it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question is this. You as a man now, I'm speaking just to the men because I believe this is our responsibility.
Okay.
We have to find ways to gauge just how sexual our women are in the time frame that she's making us wait. Now you can drop hints and suggestions like a mug and sit back and watch her. You say something like, woman, I'm gonna handcuff you to the bed one day. And she says, okay. That lets you know now. And you gotta step your game up because she's just waiting for the perfect moment to put that freak on you.
Right.
You got to know.
Right.
Now, if you say, hey, you know what? One day I'm gonna tie you to the bed. She say, boy, you got me bit. You're going in the wrong direction.
Right.
So before you get it, you have to begin to do what I call a SWOT analysis.
Right.
Make sure you analyze what she likes. Make sure you understand where her weaknesses are.
Yes.
Make sure you know where her strengths are.
Yes.
Her opportunities
Yes.
and her threats. You got to know all these things before you get it because shame on you if she makes you wait and you don't study what she likes.
Right.
That's the answer to number one.
Okay. Number two.
All right, number two now. Number two. You get with somebody and it's not good, right?
Right.
Okay, now fellas, again, this is on you.
Mm.
This is on us.
Okay.
If the woman says, hey, I want you to wait, and you haven't figured out ways to start to screw with her mind, to stimulate her mind and get her visualizing you, and then you haven't studied her to the point, studied her body to the point where you understand what makes her click and what makes her tick, then it's on you.
Right.
It's on you because what happens, a woman's body will adjust.
Yes.
But the first thing is she has to have the desire to adjust. I was talking to a young lady. She told me that she hadn't had an orgasm in a year with the boyfriend she was dating. I talked to her. I said, what do you mean? Does he not measure up? She said, no. I said, well, what is it? She was still holding on to an ex-boyfriend. I said, okay, the problem is your mind is not completely there. You need to let go of that guy in the past.
Right.
As soon as she let him go, she became multi-orgasmic.
Yes.
Because the key to a woman is what's in her head.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to figure out how to make that woman come to you. I need you to feel that little double, that double entendre right there.
Yeah.
That pun intended. How to make the woman come to you.
Yes, I like
By
that.
studying her. That's on us, because women are multipliers. We study them and we give them the right types of fruits to make that cookie and always ain't nothing she won't do for me.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Listen, that's the rightest answer in the universe, right? Because
It's a good answer.
It's the only answer. Listen, a woman will respond to the environment. Like if you know a woman who's kind of a prude, she don't like to talk about sex and she don't wear sexy stuff and she just never go there. And she needs to be stimulated into her freakiness. Right? And we know it's in there. It's just a matter of, are you willing to put in the work to get her there? You can have her to the point that she be waiting on you to come home every night. She done prepared the bed and prepared the dinner and prepared the evening for a fabulous night. It is possible, but it's not going to happen unless you put in the work.
But I'm talking about if you get in there and it got
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I'm talking about it.
Come on, man.
I'm telling you, ain't gonna be no work player. No.
All right, Brother Jeffrey, listen.
I would let it go.
Yeah, that is, I think that's right on the money, man. Any parting words for us tonight, man?
Oh man, parting words, fellas. The minute that we stand up, our women have an opportunity to sit down and rest their feet, and we lead in the right direction. That begins to put our households back in order. Understand, I'm not talking about dominating. I'm talking about partnering with our women and leading in the right direction. I want everybody to understand something too. My movie, The Black Panther, is still breaking records.
Yes.
Because the biggest thing that I've gotten from people is it portrayed the black man as the king, but at the same time, it didn't negate the power of the woman.
Yeah.
So that whole movie shows us the solution. Hey, we can still be the king, but don't negate the power of the woman, because the woman on the queen level, on the general level, is something that's awesome and it's something that's needed. That's all I got, brother.
I like that.
Wow. Listen, man, that is outstanding. Let me just say it that way. Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for being with us week after week and bringing such valuable message to the people. The world is not hearing these types of messages, man, so it's left to us. It is now our responsibility, and I think you have accepted the responsibility, and you're doing a fabulous job, man. I can't wait to see what you bring to the table on your own accord. I know you already got a show. Matter of fact, why don't you tell the audience about your show and what time it is, when it airs, how they can find you?
Yes, sir. Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffrey L. Miller every Saturday from 6 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. on Instinct Radio, or you can find me on Facebook at #TalkWithJeffrey, Jeffery, and you can watch me streaming the show live on my Facebook page, my YouTube channel. Check me out. This is what we do.
Man, it's what we do. All right, my brother, we appreciate you again, and we'll look forward to hearing from you next week.
All right, fellas, peace.
Okay.
All right.
Another round of live ammo right here
This
on
is just
Bar
the
Talk
first
with
half
Jay.
of the show.
Yeah, this is the first half. We get to go in on the subject. The second half of the show, which is always my favorite. So you folks stay with us. I got some more grooves here for us, and we're going to be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
Are back. We're off Jay tonight. Crash
Grown folk conversation.
all day long. But again, I want y'all to be able to pull up and find out what we're talking about.
Right.
Give them the first part.
Okay,
I got
first
that.
part is so you wait for the time to have sex.
Mm-hmm.
Then you realize that your partner craves sex twice as much as you do.
Oh, Lord.
What do you do
And then
or not do?
Jay want to throw a little twist. What if you wait? And then you have sex first time. And it's whack. Not good at all. Horrible.
Yeah.
What do? I got to throw a spin to it because it's bar talk. We got to be able to sit around and talk about things because, again, people talk about you behind your back if you know it or not. And a lot of times you feel like you're good and I'm hearing something totally different. Because, again, a man's ego can be destroyed if a woman really speaks her mind. Because what she been faking ain't what you been making.
Right.
So we want to have some real conversations with you and see if we can get you to understand what really goes on. And one of the things Jeffrey said earlier, can we get you to dialogue and get into her where you will actually be really better than what you think you ever was?
Right.
Because now you're not being selfish. Remember, if you really just think about the wood or put the D on somebody, that's just one-minded. That's one dimension.
That's one dimension. That's exactly right.
But you get away from the D and you get into her mind and you start figuring out how she operates and how she works. Now all of a sudden I think you elevate her game.
Yeah.
So she want to please.
Right.
So it's hard for the first time or any time not to be somewhat pleasing because it's not selfishly driven.
Right.
But if you're not pushing that person and elevating them, disappointment can always happen.
Absolutely.
Because you ain't never shown me anything to gain.
Right.
But my man just came into the building, and I know I got to get him to sit down and jump in on this bad boy too. You know, he modestly late as always. You know, and that's how these young people do. Yeah, how that go. But to not put you out the game, we're gonna give you the two-part question real quick, because we got to get a young person's point of view real quick. Kraft, give it to him. The first one.
Well, I don't know that he's going to be waiting at all, but the question is, you wait for the time to have sex. And then you realize your partner craves sex twice as often as you do. What do you do or not do?
Part two. If you wait to have sex, okay, and the first time you get it, it's whack. It's horrible.
Oh man.
What do?
The first thing I'm gonna do is smile. If she wants it twice as much as I do, I'm smiling.
Okay.
Thank you.
Part two.
Right.
If it's whack, I'm smiling as I walk you to the door.
But you're still a gentleman. I like that.
That's
I walk
cold,
to the door.
man. What about teaching? What about development? What about?
Nah, man, teaching stopped in high school. I ain't, you gotta pay me for
Man, you ain't had enough
professorship.
life, man.
No, okay.
That's listen. And everybody who's answered the question thus far, they said exactly that.
Yeah.
I think that's cold. I think that's just cold blooded.
Okay, put it like this. As we get older, we younger men go to the older women. Why? Because the older woman's gonna put that boy in his place and teach him something new.
She gonna teach him,
When the older dude rocks with the younger female,
right?
he finna school her. He gonna stay with her just because, you know what? You don't even know what your body likes. So when I hit you with this, you can't help but just be like, ooh.
Right.
So
Right. Now listen, it's still a developmental process,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not
Like
gonna
listen, you would have loved TK's answer because she came exactly like you.
Oh, yeah.
She said, "Well, we probably won't be seeing each other very long."
So
Right?
I will say this: there are women out there. If you want to follow Steve Harvey's advice and wait 90 days, that's you.
What do you think about that?
There are benefits to it, but there's also the downfall to it because again, sex to me is the centerpiece of all relationships. Yes, there's trust. Yes, there's the friendship. Yes, there's your communication. Those are all factors. But at the end of the day, the attraction between men and women is sexual. So if you can't supply, handle my physical needs sexually,
Okay.
I'm not gonna waste my time or money on a person that can't give me the satisfaction at the end of the night that I want.
Now listen, let's assume, you know, put on the humility or the humble hat for a moment. Let's assume that your wife wants sex twice as much as you do. She's just absolutely wearing you out. What I'm saying is she not getting fulfilled.
Oh.
Right? So what do? How do you handle that situation?
Oh, well, you gotta stop being a cornball. So, to guys out there who aren't satisfying your women,
Okay.
tighten up. So, there are certain websites that are not meant to break up marriages. If you're smart, you use them as educational guideline videos.
Yes.
They help show you your breathing technique.
Okay. Listen, that's real talk. That's real talk. That's probably one of the most monumental points made tonight. That if you're not satisfying your significant other or they're not satisfying you, he just put you on game. You gotta go learn. You gotta go grow. You gotta go be developed in the ways.
I ain't gonna teach you, but there's some cats like Nat Turner, Shorty Mac, I'm not saying I know them, but you know what I'm saying?
But you know of them.
We know our black superheroes in the videos that we're talking about.
Right.
So there's some techniques you may be able to learn. You may be able to learn and understand, wait a minute, maybe if I spend 20 minutes on the foreplay, I don't have to give her 50 minutes of this. I could just really give her 15 minutes of this.
Right!
Stimulating.
Oh,
bruh. This is again the part where the game is being sold, not told. See, I shouldn't have to tell you how to satisfy your woman. The fact that if you don't know how to satisfy her, I guarantee you, she's not your woman. She's mine.
But listen.
No, somebody. We're going back to you.
But listen. The reality is that all people are kind of a product of their exposure. And so you got a sweet little girl, and she been in Catholic school. You're not saying anything wrong, but she been held back. She been suppressed for a lot of years, and she just doesn't know, right? But she can learn, and you can take the time to develop, or you can take the time to improve your sexual relationship. But it's going to take some time. You just don't throw them out. You just don't walk out. You only with her because you already know she's attractive. You already know she got maybe a decent head on her shoulder if you are concerned about that at all. But you know enough to say, hey, let me work on this thing for a little while, right? You don't just get up and leave, right? No, you don't just get up and leave. That's
Casper.
You can say it nicely. You can be like, well,
she's giving you justification for why she gonna leave.
Go ahead.
We all on the same page. We out.
Yeah, but listen, there's a lot of women and they men ain't satisfying. Their
And
men
then
ain't
they
going
call
in.
not me, but somebody like me.
It don't matter. There's a bunch of men out there that ain't knocking it down. And you gonna have your hands full because they ain't doing what they supposed to do. And you might be okay with that. But at a certain point, you'll be like, okay, I got enough. Y'all need to go handle your business.
All right,
Go
so-
teach your man something.
so-
go out there and help him breathe with the
I
breathing
ain't-
patterns.
But that's understandable, crap. But like he said, there's a lot of books, there's a lot of videos. If they're not doing what they're supposed to do, there's a lot of education out there that they can learn.
If they don't,
That can help them to stimulate their mind.
Yes.
I believe that your woman is gonna tell you the first couple times she gonna give you 3 rounds. The first one she gonna, you know what? First one she gonna hit you with, all right, baby, that was nice, and that's literally
If
just
she
to
say that.
save your ego.
Right.
That's it.
But watch how
Right.
she says it.
And the second time go round, she gonna give you just that look, like
You know you ain't finished.
And if your girl say to you, "Is that it?"
Right.
Oh,
You're in trouble right there.
Yeah.
go downstairs,
I
you
don't-
get a can of spinach.
You're behind the
Get your strength in.
Get whatever you need to do.
So
Yeah, get some
if you
geek
have
over
reached
logo.
that second comment where she done hit you with, that's it? So now you really gotta tighten up and go, all right, I need to do something.
Right.
So all right guys, this is the game. If you don't do this for your girl this weekend, not me, somebody like me though is gonna try this. All right?
Okay.
Stop going for straight insertion.
Okay.
If you go for straight insertion, there's no lubrication, there's no foreplay, there's no desire.
Right.
If you don't get a woman desired enough, you're nothing.
Right.
All them sounds and moans ain't gonna be for nothing.
Right.
So, get her interested in you. Take on out. Get her a dress. Hey, baby, I got some makeup for you. Got your nails done tonight. Cool.
Okay.
Now I gotta show my woman off.
Right.
It's one thing you gotta dress her up, but she has to feel like she is the apple in your eye.
Absolutely.
So if you don't do something that says to this woman, hey, babe, you looking good in them jeans today.
Right.
Then you
Right.
lost out step number 2. Now, after we then got to that point, now, there are some females, young females, I blame this on you. If you try to get in the driver's seat in the car and take a ride, and you don't know how to handle the wheel appropriately, you do too much jerking, you're pushing on the brake too much. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then this ain't for you.
They know what you're talking about.
So,
they know what you're
if
talking
you don't, you could be enthusiastic all you want to, but if you don't know how to drive that Beamer,
about. Right.
this ain't the vehicle for you to be driving. You need to go get you a Hyundai,
Right.
Toyota.
Right.
This ain't the one.
Right.
Me, I'm coming at a female, and it's got to be slow, seduction, just like I like my curves
Right.
on my car.
Right.
Thick. I like the,
And
dips in them.
but you have to realize that's a learned behavior. That don't just come out of the, that just don't come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, I studied
That's
X
a-
videos.
no.
YouTube,
Listen.
Aloha tube. I studied.
Yeah, but she may not have studied. That's the point. Is that
I
it
wish
may
a
take some
woman
time.
would lie and say she ain't seen
Studied.
X videos, Pornhub.
Yeah, but that,
Yeah,
just seeing it,
give you
Aloha tube.
just
Give
seeing
you
it,
pointers where to go.
just seeing it ain't the answer.
Okay, and
you
even
know what I'm
if
saying?
even if you don't see it, then you know what, we are so lucky to live in a country where we got starships,
Okay.
we got Spencers,
Okay.
we got different spots where
Yes.
you can take your woman. Hey baby, it's 8 o'clock. The kids bed. Now they about to be all right. We finna run
Right.
out right quick. Where
Right.
we going? To the store? Baby, grocery store that way. Yeah, we going to this store.
Right.
And you take her in there and find something that see
That
what she
stimulates.
look like.
There you go.
Yo, what
Yes.
her eyes twinkle to?
Right.
Hey, guess what, fellas? If you are not handling the wood or the bat ain't big enough, what you need to do is try something out.
Right.
Go ahead and get her one of them ones to play with while you down there doing, eating your dinner,
Okay.
and knock out 2 at one.
Right.
Now you ain't never seen
Right.
the mess that she done made before till you done pop some new toys out.
Listen, I wanted to say it, but I couldn't say it. But I'm glad it's being said. I mean, you hitting the nail right on the head, man. Because
Other ways to
sex
satisfy.
is a lot of times technique, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to slow down. You got to know when to go. You got to know when to, you got to know when to approach the scene, and it takes stimulation. You're not gonna get a woman hot until you stimulate her. And you can stimulate her mind with the dress or with the dinner or whatever. It may be
Before you stick
sex, yeah. It may be toys, it may be those type of things, but you're gonna have to get a woman there. And if you don't get her there, you haven't put in the appropriate work to satisfy her. That's what it takes. It takes a build up and a crescendo for a woman. Right?
Yeah,
And that's what he's saying.
orchestra and a
That's
symphony,
what
all that.
listen, that's what you're saying. Stop with the immediate insertion. You gotta slow down, right? Slow down and
But he said you
know,
gotta lick it before you stick it. You gotta know the song. You gotta know how to do it.
Work on your breathing technique. Like most Cat Williams said in the video, and it's funny, but but every fella knows there's the first round that we really try to knock out before we get there, because the first round really do slip up on anybody. And then you on autopilot. On autopilot, I'm not looking at her. I do not look at that woman in her face. I can't.
Yeah, don't tell her that though. That's
right.
That's
Okay, whatever. Listen,
yeah, that's not good to say. Yeah.
Men, don't look at her in the face. Men, do not put your hand on her cheek and caress her slowly. And oh baby, don't do it. Your brain and your breathing is not doing all of that at the same time. It's not gonna work. So what you do is you turn over and you look at the wall. The wall or the window.
Yeah.
Window or the wall. Either or.
Yeah.
And all you doing is you working on that beat.
Right.
If you really with it,
Panther, what the Panther.
if you can get your
Wakanda style.
you good.
You good.
But if you, she gonna turn around and look at you. What? I'm hurting. What are you doing? Ugh. And now you too short in the game, for real.
Yeah.
So the reality. Oh, but then there's also one more thing that will make me walk out the room, and I'm not gonna look back at you, and I will be rude about it. If you do make it to the bedroom, I guarantee you, first things first, you're not getting under my sheets. Period.
Not getting under your sheets.
Not at all. That's a personal rule.
Okay.
My woman gets in my sheets.
Right.
A girl can get in my bed.
Okay.
That you gonna hit to the living room or the couch. It's just is what it is.
Okay.
But if you do make it so fortunate to the bedroom,
Right.
and you make it past your shoes,
Right.
and your socks ain't smelling like corn chips, I'm like, all right, we setting this off now, and you go to pull down them zippers, and before your jeans hit your knee, I smell you. No. Sweet,
Okay.
pick that back up. There you go.
Okay.
What I tell you earlier?
Okay.
What I tell you? I told you.
I ain't
That's a
mad.
feeling,
I ain't
I mean,
feeling bad, because again, if you said that men should know how to take the time to learn and teach, somebody should have taught that girl how to douche. I'm not playing them games.
Yeah. And you've been mighty quiet on the subject, Jay.
No, I ain't gonna be quiet.
I
said it early on. I said it once earlier.
I mean,
and
that's
I said it again.
That's kind of a.
That's a
kind
given,
of a
but you
deal.
also said no. You remember you saying no. You gotta work it. You
Nope.
can't work that. That's not the work.
You don't
Crab,
teach
even
her
you
that.
know.
No,
once
I ain't never
that
said
hit
work
the
that.
nose,
I said don't say it.
It hit the nose.
It's
Ain't
a
no
wrap.
no face going well.
Yeah.
Going well.
But besides
You a lie.
the odor, I would say if they didn't know, I like to say I'm looking at them, and I like to say I will take it upon myself to make sure I tried to bring out the best of it. Because if I did just try to stick it, I got excited and I just tried to stick, then the reason it wasn't good is really was me.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of time when you say it wasn't good, you gotta have a reflection.
Absolutely.
Because she didn't do anything. Well, you didn't went straight in. Why would she? She's like in shock. You like, yo, it wasn't even,
Right.
it wasn't moist. Well, you just took the cookie raw,
Right.
and then you made a raw, nasty batch, and you talk about it, but truthfully, you added to the raw. You know what I mean? I'm a person that moves slow anyway. When I say move slow, I'm tired of just running in.
Right.
So if I'm moving slow and I don't talk to you, okay, foreplay then starts in the mind.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So to me, on your ride over, I'm gonna be on the phone with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna be stimulating, you speed now.
Right.
Because I'm in your mind to a point that when you hit the door, you're already kind of ready. But my whole thing is still to slow you down, because I want to make sure we are in tune.
Oh.
Now that right there is a whole nother level. Now
Right.
some people
That's a
just
whole
happy
nother-
to see it and get it,
That's a
and that's the
whole
one.
nother-
Can I?
Right.
All right,
All
what
right,
you with the little injection?
Fellas.
What's the injection?
Talk to your woman during. I ain't saying be all romantic. Talk to it. It's a difference.
Yeah.
So cats like me, not me. Somebody like me though.
Right.
They look like you.
Look like me though.
Yeah.
What we gonna do is when we talk to her, I'm talking to your girl, and I'm talking her into being her best.
Okay.
Sweetheart, anybody could put something in you, but when you think about me, you're gonna hear my voice. My voice is gonna turn you on.
Right. Right.
My touch. Whose arms do you feel safe in? Hold her tight right then.
Right.
sweetheart, when you hear my voice, when you feel my touch, when you smell my cologne,
Yeah.
when I put my lips on you, are you thinking about me? Baby, you driving right now? One hand on the wheel, put that other hand on the tire, just squeeze it tight, because that's me about to touch you right now.
Okay.
If you can't talk to your girl like that and turn her on,
Okay.
not me.
But somebody like you,
Right.
all priority are.
It's on deck.
Right.
And I'm gonna make her smile the whole way through. And if I could hear her smile through the phone, the neighbors, I guarantee, gonna know my name by the end of the night.
Okay. Okay. I think that's good insight.
Nasty. Nasty. You're nasty, young man. You're nasty. But it's a true statement. But I'm just saying you're nasty. I like a lot of it. Now, one of the pointers that you gave out there is take the time to, and I like to say not just the ones that ain't doing all the right things. I like to say everybody should want to enhance their knowledge. One of the things that you named is taking them somewhere and watching what they like, especially like if you go to a starship, because you don't always know what on their mind, and then they looking at the handcuffs, and you didn't even know she was in them, that kind of stuff. And she probably won't grab them or anything. She's just gonna look at them.
Looking at them, see if you're gonna be the one to take the bait.
And,
Right.
And to me, I'll take it all day long because see,
I would.
it's stimulation. Because my whole thing is, all that stuff is fun to me. But if she start looking at the whips, I'm gonna tell you right now.
You ain't hit.
Hey, Coochie can't hit, player.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to tell you right now. I ain't into that. I'm not. Yeah, I seen it too. And you ain't beating the heck out of me. Talking about that stimulation. Let me tell you something. Beating on me ain't stimulation. It didn't work when my mama was whooping my behind for doing that. But you ain't, you know, they just listen. Spanking, we can do that hand on hand. I said whips. I'm talking about all that. No.
That's Xena Warrior Princess.
That her and whoever she choose, not me. I'm just trying to tell you, some kinkiness, not too far. But I would let her know by her looking at that whip. Like, no, to the no. That ain't gonna happen. Now she goes to the handcuffs, okay? Now you back to where I'm at. But the whole thing is, when do you have this conversation, or how do you get it out? Well, you did it through the store. Instead of sometimes talking about it, she don't really want to talk about it, you know, this, that. You in the store, now it's visual.
Right.
And that visual can help aid a conversation now that's more comfortable because I'm looking at it. So you like that? Well, I like the pink one. What's the difference between pink handcuffs and handcuffs? You know, if the pink was cute, buy pink one.
Right.
Whatever just helps, stimulates her in that way,
Right.
makes her feel special.
Right.
At that point, mentally, you got her.
Right.
Okay? And then you just got to follow through. And what I like about learning other techniques, there is a thing called a
Techniques.
butterfly technique.
Man.
And if y'all know anything about that, if you don't,
Butterfly.
find
A
out.
butterfly.
No, it's like
Don't give them too much, but it's a
Oh.
butterfly technique.
Yeah.
And it's a sexual thing, but
I
they can go look at
I was
that.
wondering if you're talking about the tongue effect with the butterfly.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
So
that-
you already know.
Yeah.
So it's some breakdowns, but just know there's a lot of ways to stimulate a person. And being naive, saying I don't want to do this, these are the things that can push you out the game, and it can really enhance the game.
And enjoy
And,
Right.
and again,
right.
toys is great, vibrators and all the
Stop
rest.
being
But,
cornballs.
oh, there you go.
I'm gonna keep calling y'all cornballs. Because there are some women out there who are not gonna say, babe, your sex game is whack. Because they're really trying to save face.
Mhm.
There are women out there who won't say to your man, babe, I really want to be a swinger, but I know your feelings is gonna get hurt. You gotta talk to your woman to find out what she like. If you keep her in the bedroom, in them four walls, week after week, month after month, that bedroom, that hallway becomes a tunnel of boredom.
Right.
It becomes a chore. Like
Yeah.
going to the sink to wash dishes. It's like, oh,
Can't stand.
gotta go back to this room.
Right.
Take your woman to the bedroom. Take her on the couch. Hit her in the kitchen while the kid's in the other room. Hey man, it's 12 o'clock at night. Y'all done pulled over into an empty parking lot.
Yeah.
Tell your woman, I'm so want you. I want you right now. Man, oh, your friend in the house? She come in the back room. She can watch. Try different things out to
Yeah.
find out what she likes.
Yeah, and
You'll know when she says no because she gonna look and say, hell no. But
yeah,
if she go, I don't know, right there, go for
she
it.
might be open. And I can tell you that there are a lot of men who are who are in relationships and been in relationships for a long time who haven't heard this kind of dialogue, who haven't heard this kind of information, and it's important that you listen, because if she's not satisfied, she may have the potential to be satisfied, but you aren't getting out of the box. You aren't being, kind of a leader in your own house to take her and you all to the next level.
Sound like potential to cheat, but before we go further than that, we gotta go to break.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, we gotta go to break. We gotta leave them in that suspense.
Right.
Because what's coming up next?
I hope the cornballs stop listening.
Man, that's not gonna
I got
happen.
a girlfriend now, so I'm really being good. And as long as cornballs are listening, they learning. But if they not listening, there's some dudes out there who understand how we talk. That hey, go look at your neighbor down the street. He ain't handling his business.
Don't interrupt that man's house.
You ain't interrupting her house. You helping her well.
No, you're not. Hey, let her leave on her own accord. Don't you be the issue, because you might get shot in the process. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? The weirdest part about this is, though, this is so true.
Who's that?
I've ran across men who will say, "Will you sleep with my wife?" And I'm literally looking like,
It must come from white neighborhoods,
Shit.
man. You know what?
You really don't want that.
The majority of them are black.
Yeah, but you really don't want that.
I've been in some
I'll be like, bro, I know
scenarios,
we cool.
Yeah,
You won't be when I'm done. I'm just saying right now.
I did not participate in those events, and I've had opportunities as well. But that's troublemaking. That's trouble.
But amazing how they asked you though.
I
I mean, you approached me,
yeah,
you know,
the
good and
approach
well.
was weird as ever though.
Yeah, you.
Like that was
Don't
like
you know what's gonna happen afterwards?
It was an awkward conversation. It was one
Don't
of
you know
like,
she gonna be coming to my house?
Thank you.
And
You
she
know,
gonna be calling me,
no,
texting
when
me.
she get home, she's gonna be a box of rocks.
But you have to come to an agreement with that.
right? There's
Yeah, that's gotta
rules,
happen.
there's rules
Yeah,
to
there's
it.
rules.
If you want to
That's
date, go to your husband. If your husband ain't satisfying this part, and he know about it, come on over. He can pay the bills. I got you on this stuff.
Yeah, folks.
Box
man,
of rocks.
This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Everybody can grow. Everybody can grow from it. So just stay tuned. We'll be right back after this song with more Bar Talk.
Talk with Jay, and we are hot on this one right here. If you didn't know, let me give it to you, the short narrative. If you waited, okay, that's what it started off. If you waited, number one thing is in the wait, stimulate.
In the weight stimulate. Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
because if you take the time to get to know somebody, the wait is less than what you would ever really anticipate. So it's no longer a 90-day. It's not a 100-day. It is stimulation to find out what I'm getting myself into and what also we can bring each other height and level to. So in the wait, it's always about filling out what I'm dealing with. So a lot of times they're like, I ain't never waited. Well, my whole thing is, if you never waited and you got it real quick, sometimes you just want to know what you're getting into.
Right.
Sometimes you can catch small hints to realize what you might be getting ain't what you really want.
Right.
You know, but again,
And
communicate, talk, stimulate, and then when you're around them, you learn a lot by taking the time to not focus on the cookie, but the body. As in, how she carry herself, how she handle herself, how she really
And watch
looks.
this. Have you ever met or started talking to a woman who was like super fine, and you did the wait and realized that you wasn't really interested in him?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let me,
The more they talk, the more I found out.
Yeah.
Listen, so I'm gonna give you two ones. First off, young lady at the job, super attractive, dressed well. Every guy in there is like trying to get at her.
Right.
She ain't giving nobody no rhythm, nothing.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm gonna see about this. Sure enough, time go by. Finally, body bag.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. That's a done situation. Then she hit me up and was like, so you trying to be in a relationship? Whoa. Had I taken the time to find out how crazy she was, probably would have never touched it. Probably.
Right.
But then there was another situation. Now this is where I would advise people to pay attention to. My girl gets irritated with me constantly because I am the worst person to argue with.
Okay.
Because I want to know why you're arguing, what's the point of the arguing, what's the solution to the arguing, and what's going to make us stop arguing. And I'll pick the fights during the time we're talking. And she'll be so mad, like, why do you do that? I just want to see how you was gonna react. What was gonna be the thing that you said when you were upset? And I'm paying attention to, so I know what's the do not go areas. I'm never gonna know what not to do until I test on boundaries. There are some women in your life that you probably should have an argument with tonight. And see what she's willing to say to you when she's upset.
Okay.
Because if you can't deal with what she's gonna say to you when she's upset, you should probably walk away now.
Yeah.
Because the more information you give her, she will throw in your face.
Yeah, and you can recognize that sometimes right in the very beginning. You know, I don't know. There's an attitude or a spirit about a woman that's real cackly. You know what I'm saying? They want to cover everything and talk about everything, and that's probably not the person who you want to have a disagreement with, because you can see that disagreement is going to turn into something else, and oftentimes you'll end up arguing and fussing about stuff that had nothing to do with the subject that popped it off in the first place. So yeah, I think
You still talking to that girl from 3 years ago?
Oh, Lord.
Right.
You still remember her?
Right.
Matter of fact.
Oh, I didn't forget. I remember when you took her out to the movies when you said you were supposed to be going out with your friends, but you still want to go out. No.
But baby, didn't we cover all that? Why you bringing up old stuff?
Because she ain't never let it go.
No woman will ever let it go. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care if they say they forgave you, gave you some way. I don't care if they bought you the whole world.
There are women who know how to manage it. TK would know how to manage it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she would be throwing up in your face.
Female gonna be like, oh, you still on that old stuff? All right.
Blah, blah.
Get out.
Yep.
That's exactly right, bro. That's exactly right.
See ya.
Yeah.
We are too.
Listen, I'm not an advocate of testing the waters. The Lord said, do not tempt me. But I do believe you need to have some.
The Lord said don't tempt me.
You
didn't say nothing about this crazy woman in my life.
But listen, you tempting him if you start an argument with somebody. If you start an argument with her to see how she gonna respond, you're tempting the Lord.
Y'all remember back when we used to have the commercials with the test dummies? They'll wreck the cars just to show you. You ain't gonna never know how to fix the car if you don't know what the car can take.
I know, but you might create something that you can't fix.
If you
know what I'm saying? Like you might say something that she like, all right, I'm not. That's a wrap.
Telling you
like, baby, I was just testing the waters.
No, I ain't telling you something about her mama, but I'm saying like this. If you, I mean, I'm like something about my mama, we all fighting. But
of course.
I will say start certain arguments just to see what the reaction is. Yo, babe, I know I said I was going to go out with you tonight, but I think I want to go out with the fellas. Little things, not major world-ending stuff. I ain't talking about.
Okay.
I'm simply saying, if you tried to change the plans on the last minute, how's she gonna react? If you said, babe, let's just stay inside instead of going out, how's she gonna react?
Okay.
So,
I mean, listen,
if we go to
that's
the
a matter of
mall
style.
and I say, baby, let's go to finish line and check these out, and she like, no, let's go to sex. You need to figure that out.
Okay, that's
if
one way.
She only receives gifts through receives love through gifts or through money,
right?
You might want to know that in the beginning, because you thinking, oh, I'm gonna spend this time with her, she gonna love me. No, she not.
That's
not.
And it's your fault.
Yeah, and listen,
not hers.
That brings up an excellent point because there is a book. It's called
Love Languages.
Love Languages.
Touch. Oh man. Words of affirmation.
Yeah, gifts, acts of service.
Acts of service.
Yeah.
Man, come on.
Y'all nasty.
And listen, that's stuff that everybody really needs to know.
Cornballs don't know about this.
Right.
But grown men, we know. Because we done had times with women where we done failed in relationships and we like, yo, I'm doing everything I can to love this woman. What is wrong with her?
Right.
And you spending time and she looking at you like, I didn't ask you for that.
Right.
Okay, baby, look at all the stuff I bought you. You think the material things mean anything to me?
Exactly.
And you are racking your head going,
exactly.
She is crazy as hell. She not crazy.
No,
you just don't understand how she loves.
Yeah, you're not hitting her hot buttons, right? You're not giving her what she needs. And listen, I've been through that. Like my ex and I had a fabulous sexual relationship for 10 years of marriage, but I was still, and she was still, we were still incongruent in how we attempted to satisfy one another. I grew up where words meant something. A man's word means something. And so when I speak loving words and kind words, that's great. But she wants acts of service. She wants me to participate in helping with the dishes, helping with the kids. She wants me to, buy her
What
movie
them words
tickets and
gonna
bring
do
them
for
home.
me? You better get up and get in this kitchen and help me do something.
Exactly.
Why you being rude?
Exactly.
Just don't care about nobody's feelings but your own.
Right. And I'm like, baby, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to love you, but you weren't loving her the way she needed to be loved. And that's what's important. And everybody has a methodology for how they give and receive love. And if you're not taking time to learn that, I wouldn't recommend trial and error, you know what I'm saying? Kind of pushing buttons.
3 weeks. I ain't giving you 90 days.
Yeah.
3 weeks. The first week is a conversation.
You think Mrs. Wright gonna prove herself in 3 weeks?
I ain't say that. That ain't. I ain't say Mrs. Right.
Well, that's what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
I said-
Ultimately, is to get to us.
No, I ain't talking about Mrs. Right. I'm talking about female spirit. You come at me. Well, I'm in a relationship now. But before I was in a relationship, if you came at me, you get a week to talk. That's it.
Like, listen, isn't every potential relationship an effort to reach
Nope.
Mrs. Wright?
Nope.
Okay.
I might need
and I kind of agree with that.
I might need Mrs. Right now. I might need Mrs. 3 weeks while I'm in town. I might need Mrs. Who can cook for something.
Okay. But we in different places in our life.
No, I'm not saying that is what
I
it is.
get
No,
that.
I'm saying everybody is different.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if you go looking for Mrs. Right in every relationship, you are going to be in a bad situation.
Well, I am, and I'm not interested in anybody else really but Mrs. Wright. And so I'm taking the time to build and to learn and to grow, and sex is a given, you know what I'm saying? Sex is a given. It's gonna come, it's gonna go, I'm gonna hit it, she's gonna love it, and we're gonna move on. But does she satisfy that Miss Obama situation? You know what I'm saying? That is she like my Michelle? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know what I'm looking for. That's what I'm talking about.
Everybody want Michelle in the street, and I'm down for Michelle in the street. I'm down for Michelle in public. I need Pinky in the bedroom. I'm not going to figure that out in a week. I'm not going to figure it out in 3.
That's right.
I'm not going to figure your whole life out in 90 days. What I am looking to figure out is, are you worth my time?
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.